Hi, I'm Phoebe.
And I'm Stephen.
And we are just another knitting podcast. We're not going to have any shenanigans at the start, anything. We're just going to launch straight in.
I was going to welcome everybody to episode 50. If you call that shenanigans. Yeah, look, we've just managed to make it to a nice round number. So,
yeah.
Yay.
Yay, 50. Two more to go, and we've been doing it for
2 years.
Yeah,
it'd be our podiversary, I guess. A second podiversary. So yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in and choosing to spend some time with us.
We have a big episode, so we're just going to launch straight in.
Okay.
Straight after that.
Big episode.
I've got a lot to say.
I was going to say, I'm looking forward to it because I have less to say.
Okay, let's go.
Let's crack into it.
We're going to start with what I'm wearing because
Yes.
I finished my poppy tee by Petite Knit. So this is my new pride and joy, absolute delight. So the poppy tee by Petite Knit is knit in Wild Earth Yarn Possum. So this is the colourway Peony, which is kind of a pinky purple. Really, really love the colour of this. And Stephen will put in some footage of me modelling it.
Yeah, so this is also your finished object as well.
Yeah,
so not just what I'm wearing.
Yay.
So two in one.
And it's fresh off the blocking floor. I put it on the floor to dry. Cause
yeah, we don't have blocking mats, we have a blocking floor.
Yeah, because we have heated floors.
Yeah, heated tiles. So.
Yeah, it's a sport weight pattern, and it's designed to be, as it says, a tee. So it's designed to be a t-shirt, but there's no way that I was going to knit this yarn in a t-shirt because it's very warm yarn. But it knits really well as a sport weight. You can definitely knit it as I think anything from probably a 3mm needle up to a 3.5 or even a 3.75. It holds its structure really well. Really great yarn to knit with. Absolutely love it. We've talked a little bit about the possum, and we thought it would be quite a good thing just to actually go into a little bit more detail about the possum. And I'm aware that there's a podcaster whose name, I can't remember the name of the podcast. I'm constantly forgetting it because it's kind of confusing. Something about pine.
Yes. No, don't ask me. It's more than one word.
Stephen will put it on the screen. But she did a really good deep dive, and I'll put a link into our show notes in the description box to her podcast because she did a good deep dive into New Zealand merino and possum fur and the whole thing about possum.
So we'll save you a little bit of that.
Yeah. But we thought we'd talk a little bit about possum.
So possums.
You're going to talk about what you're wearing?
Okay, well, the angles of how we're going to tackle this. So what I'm wearing. So this is a first. So this is the first time on our podcast that I'm not wearing hand knitwear that's been knitted by either myself or BB.
Yeah, true.
This is one of the examples of the reasons for which I learnt how to knit. So we kind of talked about it in the last episode, and I don't want this to be an advertisement for Untouched World. So I can't even remember what it's called, and I didn't even go away and find it. But this is a possum merino silk machine knit garment from Untouched World. This is what I used to wear before I learned how to knit.
Same.
So this is 50% merino, 40% possum, which is a really high percentage of possum, and 10% silk. So it's a really lightweight, finely knit or machine knit garment. So you can kind of get a rough look at the fabric. It has a slight halo on it as well. And it's really nice to wear, and it's super warm. So I don't know if we want to talk about the qualities of possums.
First, talk about the garment. So what I said to Stephen when he put this on the other day is I could knit this. Like I couldn't knit this finer gauge because this is knit with like a single ply of yarn.
And probably a magnifying glass.
Yeah. That would be hard. I mean, you actually could. You could use a 2mm needle.
It would be very painful.
It would be painful.
Yeah. So the thing is, this is a really lightweight... Sorry.
So no, I wanted to talk about the construction of this garment because this garment, like I know how to do that zip. I've made a zipper sweater before. I know how this works, how you knit Petite Knit has a pattern like this, and so does Rebecca Clow, where you knit that collar. So I have made one of these before, and this has the same shoulder construction as this.
Right, yes.
So it has the same kind of set-in sleeve approach. I mean, your one is different because it's probably picked up.
Yeah,
but,
and it is a faux. The inside of the collar is faux. Like it's just a fabric panel. It doesn't go all the way down into the body.
But that's the same as the one I knit.
So it's like a placket.
Yeah. No, you knit up and over. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so all I'm saying is that we both own untouched wool garments, and they're high-end, very expensive, very nice New Zealand knitwear, and we both at some point thought that we wanted to knit this knitwear, and I am now wearing something that I think is of a standard. I mean, it's not as good as that, but because it's not machine knit.
No.
But it's as close as I'm going to get with needles.
Yeah. Yes, your own craft work, your own work, and the yarn itself, complements the garment and the pattern as well. So
we would So I guess what I'm saying is I feel pretty pleased with myself that I've found both a yarn and a pattern that I think look really well put together. I really like the sleeves on this. I figured out what it's called. It's called a contiguous sleeve.
Right.
Because you knit the sleeve the sleeve cap contiguously with the top of the garment, which I think looks really nice. It looks like a fashionable item. It doesn't look hand knit, right. I think, and it avoids the potential for messy pickups because you do one lot of pickups.
Right. And
I think that the Possum, because it has quite the Possum merino has quite a halo on it. Like mine has quite
yours has a much greater halo on it than what mine does.
Yeah, it is quite fluffy, that it hides any imperfections in my pickup, like around here. But even this, like I did a folded collar on it, which I've done a couple before, but not like this, not a knitted one. I've only done ones where they're just normally knitted, not ribbed. But even that, I think it sits really nicely and it looks really nice, and I'm stoked with myself.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you notice that it's having knit the whole garment now? Is it lighter than normal, or is it just?
Well, it's definitely lighter weight than a normal merino or other kind of yarn, for sure. Like merino is very soft and very lightweight and very warm as it is. It's considered a luxury yarn anyway because it has a low micron count, high micron count, low.
I'd say low, but that's a guess.
Yeah.
And
then the Possum on top of it. So you were alluding before to the fact that it's very warm. So this is, for me, a sport weight garment would not normally be winter knitwear, but this is definitely winter knitwear. And if I was to knit a DK weight version of this, it would be very, very warm. Yeah. I do have a DK weight Possum garment.
Yeah, so that's kind of the qualities of the Possum fur. We alluded to it last episode. So we're talking about the common brushtail possum, which got imported into New Zealand in the 1850s from Australia.
The Australians are to blame.
Thanks, Australia. Yeah. So
our rivals across the Tasman.
Yeah. So in Australia, it's a protected species, but in New Zealand, it ran rampant. In the 1970s and 80s, it actually got up to a peak population of 70 million possums. Yeah. That's a lot of possums.
And I mean, our country is not tiny, but that's a lot of possum for a small country.
Yeah, and possums live in and eat New Zealand indigenous wildlife and trees. They eat birds, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They eat the kiwi. That's why the kiwi was an endangered species.
So they were outlawed. They were hunted. They were originally brought into New Zealand, in the wisdom of the settlers, to establish a fur trade. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I have an example of.
There we go. a possum pom-pom.
So that's what possum fur looks like.
Without being spun up.
Yeah, so this is a piece of a pelt that's made into a pom-pom. I love this hat and I love this pom-pom. I do feel a bit weird about wearing...
Yeah, we're not big on the fur or the leather or that kind of stuff.
It's definitely not a vibe, but possum is considered as something a little different than like wearing any other kind of fur.
Like these animals, they've culled them from 70 million down to 30 million now, which is about the current population.
And they really can't get any lower than that.
Yeah.
And I guess they were just looking for uses for the
I mean, if you're going to do the thing, it's probably better not to waste the product, I guess. It's not, a product because it's farmed to be a product. It's just a product because it is. Yeah. So anyway, what I was getting back to as well was possum fur is really, really warm and really, really light. So for what I'm wearing, this garment weighs 304 grams, and that includes the weight of the zipper and the little metal tag here as well. So
I didn't think to weigh mine.
It's super lightweight, and this is a winter weight jersey. 40% possum. It's winter weight. I wear this in winter.
You're kind of a little bit sweaty now.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I'm quite warm.
And I only have a t-shirt. So last time we were traveling, I was in Scotland, and we were, in probably mid-October, or early October. It was like 6 degrees, and we were walking through Stirling, and all I had on was a pair of jeans, this, and a t-shirt. And it was windy and it was cold, and I was still reasonably comfortable. So, without a word of a lie, it's kind of...
Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. We probably should move on.
Big episode, folks. Big episode.
It sounds like we're doing an ad for possum. We're not.
We just really kind of want to...
It was interesting. Like, people talk about wool, but actually... We more correctly talk about yarn, because our yarns often have other things in them, and possum is one of the things that is uniquely a New Zealand product. And if you want to buy it, there are a few different brands, and I think they're mostly produced by the same factory, which is Wild Earth Yarn. I mean, maybe there's others, but as far as I'm aware, it's Wild Earth Yarn. So if you want to buy possum merino, you kind of have to buy it in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it's not cheap.
No, it really isn't, but I mean, it's worth it.
It's worth it.
And I guess what we've been trying to say is, or explain, is why possum? What's so magical about it as a type of yarn?
And you haven't even knit with it.
No, I've got one jersey. The first jersey I ever knit, my Tender Heart.
Oh yeah, you do. Right.
Yeah, that has a blend of possum in it. But
that's possum, alpaca, and polwarth.
Yes, so that's the one and only time I've knit with it.
And that's a warm garment.
Oh, it is. It's my yoke sweater. So
we really should move on.
Yeah, well,
So hopefully you didn't skip through that, but if it was, that's fine. If it was boring.
Right. Okay. So if we move on to
finished objects.
Well, we've just talked about your finished object, so let's not re-roll over that.
Yeah.
But I do have one very small finished object. I did say I wouldn't do this a lot, but hey, why not?
Well, it's interesting because you kind of made it.
So I made another feather from my
but you improve.
I did improve it, so I just thought I would show you the difference in the improvement. So this is the feather that I've previously shown, and you can have a sort of a look at the top of it. There's a pair head. Wrong way. Everything's opposites. There we go. So that's a little bit crooked.
I'll put the other one up beside it.
So the other one, which is the one I've finished, it's still a little bit crooked, but now it's symmetrically crooked. You may or may not be able to tell the difference.
You've got to cover your face.
I know.
See them both. Yep.
Oh, actually, maybe that's the wrong one.
No, that's the wrong. That's the first one.
Oh yeah, no, this one is symmetrical. So I'm getting better. I won't say I've managed to get there yet, but hey, small steps. I've got plenty of feathers to knit, so no doubt by the time I'm done, I'm going to be an expert. Okay,
good. It goes with this.
So yeah, these feathers are being knit for the Connor Care collar by Alice Starmore. It's good, sort of relaxing knitting. it's interesting. It takes about an hour for me to do the cast on edge, and then it takes me about like 10 minutes to do the rest of the feather. So
because it's a picot.
Yeah, that picot edge, it needs some bit of practice. So that's what I'm going to be doing, practicing the edge. If I can get that fast, whipping these feathers out, it's going to be a breeze. So anyway, that's really my finished object. Not really a finished object, but perhaps mildly interesting. So if we moved on to whips.
Yes,
I think
I'll go first.
You should definitely go first.
Yep, because I got more than you.
You
so do. I usually start with my sock. So I've been working on my sock and I have done a heel.
Right.
Yep, so I'm knitting.
Hang on, look.
Cuff down. What?
That. They're very lippy. They make a good sock puppet. Hello. Sorry, couldn't resist. What sort of lips? What sort of heel tune was it?
It's a fish lips kiss heel. Yep. So it's cuff down, and I'm not following a pattern. So I just cast on 64 stitches and knit for 20 rows, and which is more than I would normally do. But Summerlee says start knitting the cuff, and then when you feel like you're done, just keep knitting because you've got more to do. So I knit more than I normally would. It's probably about twice as many rows as I normally would, and okay. I think it produces a nicer.
That is a nice looking cuff.
Yeah.
I that's a really good length, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. To keep your sock up.
Yep, good grip.
And then I knit 50 stitches to have it be like a crew sock.
Right.
And then I did the fish lips kiss heel. So it's 16 pages of pattern. I read the whole thing. Okay, I read half the thing. I skim read it. No, I did. I read most of it. I got a bit bored towards the end, and the second half of it's pictures, so I didn't worry about those. It's 16 pages just on just the heel. Okay. She doesn't tell you how to knit a sock, that's just the heel.
Stunning.
Yeah, but
it's a good looking heel.
The best heel I've ever knit. 0 holes.
Yeah.
Fits my foot really, really well. Has a little bit of a seam, but not that you'd feel it. Super easy. Like I didn't have to faff around with changing any needles, putting anything on hold. Easy to remember. The numbers are easy to remember for me with the number of stitches that I had. I think 64 stitches seems to be a bit of a standard. Sorry, very pokey little needles. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I've only knit one, but...
Yeah, I can see it's quite pointed, but as you put your fingers in, which is what your heel would do, it actually sort of rounds out very nicely.
It's the most like a machine-produced heel that you would get. Like that's pretty much what a heel looks like if you go look at a sock that you have in your cupboard.
Yeah, I recognise that sort of pattern down the side of the heel.
That is what they look like. Yeah, I was really impressed. And basically it's just, she does a version of short rows, but the short rows with, the way that she does the short rows is different from short rows that I've done before. It's more similar to a Japanese short row. In fact, you could use Japanese short rows if you didn't want to do it exactly how she said. But I just followed the pattern. Unusual for me, I followed the pattern exactly. Very happy with it. So, I'm going to get on and finish the sock now so I can try it on. But it was a really good experiment. I'm glad I did it, and I would definitely knit it again. It's actually very like the afterthought or forethought heel, but without any of the faffing around. You don't have to come back and knit it. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with how it looks.
So you like it?
Very much like it. And this is knit on Inca spun sock yarn. It's just a combo of wool and alpaca and merino. No, not merino. Wool, alpaca and nylon. Yep. So I'm kind of I'm kind of wanting to get them finished so I can actually wear them now. I have another ball of it that I need for the other sock. I'm not sure where it is. I need to find it. I've been looking for it.
It could be problematic.
I've popped it away somewhere. I got it out. I got both balls out so I could knit with them, and now I can't find the other one. It'll be around somewhere. Anyway, loving that sock. Really impressed with the heel. Would recommend.
Fantastic.
Easy peasy.
All right, my turn, I guess.
Yep.
What have I been knitting on?
Works in progress.
Henry VIII by Alice Starmore.
So close to the top.
I'm very close to the top. I've got about 3 more rows till I hit the top of the arm steek, and after that I've got about 4 more rows till I start to do our neck steeks. And then my giant tube is pretty much done, maybe. I've got a bit more pattern to read first.
Oh, so that's a steek there.
Yep, so there's the steeks. There's a couple of things I'm going to do that I will talk about. So I'll hold this up for a reasonable length of time so you can get a good look at it. Thanks to the folks in the comments that mentioned I was a bit quick. If I hold it up, you can see the cast on ribbing at the bottom there, which is quite spectacular. So yeah, when last we saw this, I was just about to rip back, I believe. I was putting a lifeline in. And yeah, I did that. That was fun.
There was like a whole week's worth of knitting, just like...
Yeah, it was. Like, honestly, because I did the wrong colour, and it had been a busy week, so I hadn't really done much. So I did the lifeline, I ripped it out, which was good. There was a couple of areas where I had to drop down and pick the stitch up below and stuff, so it wasn't a perfect operation. And then there's this area on the pattern that's cursed. It's, you know, there's those things that's like, you look at it and no matter how many times you do it, because frankly I've done some of this a lot, you always do it wrong. So it's the same area. You'll recall a few episodes back where I actually duplicate stitched some stitches because I'd messed up this little block of one of the charts. Same block.
Oh no.
Same stitches. Just instead of at the bottom this time it was at the top. So I ripped it all back and then I started knitting, and the first 10 stitches that I knit after I ripped it back was on the wrong line. So, and I never noticed till I got back up to the point where I'd finished and go, ha ha, I've now knit back to exactly where I was, and then I looked down.
No.
And I was like, no, I'm not ripping that out again.
So there's 10 stitches that are wrong.
So there's 10 stitches that are wrong. So fortunately some of them are just wrong some of them are right in the right place. So I'm just going to do another little set of duplicate stitches to fix those up. But yeah, even after that, I have messed that same block up twice more, but I spot it now. So I take extra care and I go back and double check it, and twice more I have knit it wrong.
Bugger.
So I don't know, it seems cursed to me.
Well, you're almost finished, so the curse is almost over. Although you do have two sleeves to go, yeah.
So the other thing that I mentioned as well, so what I traditionally do or have done on Glenesque and other steeking projects that I've steeked, which to be fair, I'm not an experienced knitter of steeked garments, is I would cut them and then pick up the stitches around the steek. Now I don't know how this is going to work, and it may not work, so what I'm going to try this time though is when I knit the arms, I'm going to try and pick up around the arms without cutting it. So that way I don't have to worry about the steeks fraying or folding them back or sewing them down while I knit the arms. I've seen that done a couple of times, and my goal is to then turn it inside out once I've done the arms, then cut the steek and then sew it back at the same time. So there's less fray.
As you're kind of working with it, particularly when you're just starting out that sleeve. Yeah.
It does mean though, when I do the pickups and when I start, I'm going to need to magic loop the armhole quite a bit, because it won't be a big tube that I can stretch out. So I think it will be a little bit more awkward. But I'm going to give it a go just to see if that's a technique or a way of knitting that I think would be something that I want to pick up in future. So yeah, so that's Henry VIII. Thanks for holding that up, BB.
Coming along nicely.
It is. I think, where was I last time? I had the wrong colour blue, so I've knit about...
In 2 weeks, that's impressive.
This much. Considering it takes me almost an hour to do a round. Or maybe not quite that long. That's perhaps an exaggeration. It takes me a really long time to do a round.
Man is patient.
Or maybe it was down here. I feel... No, that was below the arm. No, it was definitely about here. So I've knit about this much in 2 weeks. So I feel that's good progress for me. And I'll definitely, I think, be on the arms when next we speak. It won't be finished. I'm also hopeful that the arms will be a lot shorter in terms of time of knitting, because obviously less stitches. I know the pattern of that much better. The only thing that's going to be tricky is the decreases, because they always require a little bit of thought as you try and maintain the pattern correctly. So, yeah, Henry VIII.
Yay. Shall I go next?
You should go next.
Let's talk about the make-along.
Oh, yes, make-along.
We didn't talk about it in the last episode because it kind of just came upon me. I'd kind of forgotten it was going to happen.
You did your little trailer extra episode there.
Yeah, so I did an extra episode just to talk about the make-along separately. So you can go and have a look at that if you're wondering what it is, but I'll get Stephen to put up. I'll get you to future editing, Stephen, to put up the card around that has the sponsor logos on it. Because there's a few of us doing it, but I'm not going to read them all out.
Yeah, do go out and support other sponsors of this initiative as well.
Yeah, so we're sponsoring the make-along. So we are providing a prize, and our prize will be a $200 gift voucher for Wild Earth Yarn, which is the same prize as we had last year. And lots of great prizes. The make-along runs from the 1st of June to the 31st of August, so tons of time, 3 months to get your knits done. And the rules are that you need to have casted on after June, on or after the 1st of June, and use either New Zealand yarn or a New Zealand pattern designer or both.
Yeah, so that way you folks overseas
can still participate.
Outside of New Zealand perhaps.
Without having to ship yarn to you.
Yeah, just do a little bit of research on New Zealand designers, and then you can knit with your own local yarns.
Yeah.
And you can still enter. How do you enter, Betty?
So if you post up on Instagram and tag me, then I'll make a note. So you can go into the prize, and you go into the prize draw for all of the prizes, not just our prize. So it's a general prize draw, and then we do a draw where we just pick winners, and we allocate all of the prizes and then pick a winner for each prize.
Right. And what if I didn't have an Instagram?
And if you don't have an Instagram, you can jump onto the Ravelry page forum that's dedicated to this, and that's hosted by Strawberry Patches, and I'll put a link to the Ravelry forum below, so if you want to use Ravelry you can do that. I guess if you wanted to you could email us as well. Like, I don't mind how you contact us, honestly, and show me your entry, but also your finished object. So you just need to take a picture of the finished product. But I'm certainly happy to hear from people via email if you don't use Ravelry or Instagram. I don't want to discount people, and it's up to me to then make a note on a spreadsheet somewhere, I guess, that that's how we did it last year, that you have participated. And
one more question.
What?
Can you enter more than once?
Yes, every finished object counts, as long as it's either a New Zealand designer or a New Zealand yarn, or both. So.
Oh, one more question.
Okay.
Actually, you can probably read all this.
No, that's
I was
fine.
going to say, is it open to people who do things other than just knitting?
Oh yes, sorry, I should say, because we are a knitting podcast, it's mostly about knitting, but if you are a spinner, you could spin yarn, and if you spun New Zealand fibre, that would be amazing, and then knit it into something, that would be like...
Double amazing. Two entries.
Yeah, well...
One for the yarn, because spinners don't spin.
Oh yeah, the spun product, and then the finished knitted or crocheted item. Yep. So you could do, it's any fibre arts really, so you could do knitting, crochet, weaving, macrame, I guess you could do, spinning, anything that's using fibre arts if you wanted to felt something.
Yeah, so it's really just a celebration of New Zealand designers and New Zealand fibre.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And if you are a New Zealander and you're self-drafting something, that also counts.
Oh, well, excellent.
So, yeah.
So your sock, maybe?
I did think about that, but no.
So what are you knitting for the...
So I'm not going to enter for a prize because that would be weird.
That is a bit
but
weird.
I'm just kind of knitting along just because I think it's a great thing to do and I wanted to do it. So in the episode, I talked about wanting to knit with Pearl Foundry. So I went out and I knew what yarn I wanted to knit with, and it was this Wild Earth yarn recycled, which I have in stash. So it meets my requirements for my 20 and 26, and that's what it looks like. It's got really nice kind of reds and oranges and some really nice speckles in it.
Yeah, it's almost like tweedy kind of yarn.
Yeah, it is quite tweedy.
Big tweed stuff.
Yeah, without having nips in it. Yeah, so I wanted to knit something in this. I just kind of wanted like a slouchy weekender knitwear in this kind of colour, this kind of rustic colour and a rustic yarn. I wanted something that would be a cosy winter weekend wear. And I had chosen, in the last episode, I said, hilariously, because I know myself, I said, I'm going to knit the Tritone by Pearl Foundry. What I did was I used this yarn. I kind of had a sense of the gauge that I was going to get with this yarn, and then I went out looking for a pattern that met that gauge. So somewhere around a 17 to 20 stitch gauge with a 4 or 4.5 mil needle. I wanted to try knitting it on a 4.5 mil needle because it's quite a thick yarn, and I wanted to see if I could knit it effectively like it was a 10 ply or worsted weight yarn, which I'd normally knit on a 4.5 mil.
Yeah, that sounds really good. How did it turn out?
So I selected the Tritone sweater because it had Japanese short rows and I wanted to give them a try. And I really love the garment by Pearl Foundry. And then I did a swatch and immediately discovered that actually my gauge was off. So I actually had a 17 stitch gauge instead of a 20 stitch gauge.
Wow. That's quite a difference.
I was never going to get a 20 stitch gauge on a 4.5 mil needle. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it's wishful thinking.
Right.
Because for me, 4mm produces a 20 stitch gauge. It does depend a little on the fabric, on the yarn, but for the most part, that's what I'm going to get. So I didn't get gauge for the Tritone. I cast it on just to see anyway, and I did the Japanese short rows because I wanted to give them a try.
How many times?
Only once.
Okay.
Did I do them more than once?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did I?
Twice at least.
Did I?
We did some trial maths
on the short rows.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah. Well, no, we did the maths on the gauge. You did the short rows, but yeah, there was a couple of attempts in there, I think, from memory. And
I only did the short rows once, but we did a lot of maths around the gauge.
That's how we worked out it wasn't going to work.
To try and figure out whether I could knit up a size and whether I wanted to do that. And I just decided that I actually wanted to knit something to gauge, to give that a go, because it was going to be a whole lot of maths and it was just starting to get a wee bit stressful. You don't
need the stress.
Yeah, I just wanted something quick that I could just enjoy knitting up. And so anyway, long story long, I switched patterns. So one of the other sweaters that was not even in my list for that other little episode that I did was the core sweater. Now I have to give a shout out to Hannah here, who I work with, because she and I sat down at the lunch table one day and went through a few different patterns. And she had selected out the core sweater by Pearl Foundry, and I really liked it, so I had put it in my favourites, but had discounted it because it was a 17 stitch gauge. So immediately when I was like, oh, I can't knit that one, I knew that I was going to be able to knit this one. So I was stoked. I was still sticking with Pearl Foundry. The thing that I liked about it, well, I like about it now, but it wasn't my first option, was because I wanted a drop shoulder.
Right.
And this one is a contiguous shoulder. So it's the same shoulder as what I'm wearing. But this has turned out so well, I just want to make another one. So a happy accident that it's the same.
Yeah,
so
it does look very similar.
Yeah, same contiguous shoulder on it. So you knit that's the join between the front and the back, and then that's the sleeve cap there. There. So I've started it. I haven't knit much on it, and I'll tell you why shortly. I mean, partly I was trying to finish this, and this was a bit of a slog to get to the end. And I really just wanted to get it finished because I want to be able to wear it before it gets to the depths of winter. So really happy with it so far, enjoying the knit, easy pattern to understand. Doesn't have Japanese short rows, very sad, but I'll come back to those. I do want to knit the tritone sweater at a later date.
I'd never heard of them, but...
no, me either.
But they did sound like...
You saw them.
I did, they were like bulletproof.
Yeah, once I had decided I wasn't going to hit gauge, I stopped, and then showed Stephen how the short rows actually worked, and how you make them and how you pick them up. Very cool, very cool. You should go and look at them if you're interested, because it was the first time that I could not see my own short rows. I didn't need to do any snugging of stitches. It was just normal old knitting, doing the things I'd normally do, and really made a perfect short row that was undetectable, except it does show, it kind of distorts the yarn a little bit, but no holes. I would definitely recommend them, and you'd substitute them for German short rows 1 for 1. They seem to be the same. Right. So pretty happy with my choice. So now I'm knitting the core sweater by Pearl Foundry in Wild Earth yarn, recycled. Very good yarn. I'm very happy with this yarn. It's very good value. I would say it's quite rustic. So
yeah, it does look rustic.
Yeah.
It feels like the yarn that your mum used to knit the jersey of when you're back in the 70s.
It's not Shetland rustic.
No.
I would say it's similar to something like...
It's like carpet wool rustic.
It's not carpet wool rustic.
No, it's not. It's got merino in it.
Oh my gosh. It's not that rustic. It's not like carpet wool. No. Sorry, Jackie. It's a bit like this, which is actually, this is Shetland yarn, and this is West Yorkshire spinners.
Yeah,
so I would say
woolly wool.
It's similar. It's woolly wool, but I think it washes up too, because my storm sweater, which I've knit in the...
That was what I was going to get to, was after you block it, it transforms softens into a much, a much softer fabric.
Yeah, and I would say that the greys are not as soft as the pink one I've got.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
so the
probably
colours might make a difference.
Just probably because of what it's been used to make the yarn with.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I have no scientific evidence for that. And I will also say, sorry if it sounds like an ad for Wild Earth Yarn, but they have some new colours of the recycled, so they've produced a really nice kind of brick brown colour.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Really lovely. And then also the pink, which is almost exactly the same shade as the pink that I was wearing in the last episode, the little episode that I did wearing the storm sweater. And also like a lavender purple, so lighter purple than
Which is the one that you've got your eye on.
The purple.
It is the purple.
So nice. I can't wait. Apparently it'll be out next week, so keep an eye on that if you're keen on getting some. Anyway, so this is my contribution to the make along. Thank you all of those who said you are going to join in. I'm very excited to have you knitting along, and let me know how your progress is. A few different ones, including somebody said that they were going in at the core sweater. So I'm keen to find out how you're going and what you're thinking of it. I'm really enjoying it so far. Yeah,
so on the make along too, I think it's a bit of a social thing as well.
Marina has hosted one Zoom, so you're welcome to join in, and we'll let you know when the next one is. She said she wanted to have one at least each month. In an evening, which might not suit people overseas in the New Zealand evening, but if you can join in, it means that you get to have a chat with us, which would be really lovely.
So we'll be there. I'm not actually doing it, I'm just there to be supportive.
Well, you are knitting in New Zealand yarn.
I am knitting New Zealand yarn, but Henry VIII was cast on well before the 1st of June. So
there's no way you would meet the deadline if you only had 3 months.
I don't qualify. No, but we'll be there. There's other New Zealand podcasters that will also be there. If you want to come along, show what you're up to. Tell us about what you were knitting. I guess we'll post where to find it, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some links or something maybe.
I'll put information in the show notes, which is in the description box below, and I'll also post up on Instagram. So feel free to follow along. And if you're not sure and you want more information, either put a comment in the comments below and I'll reply, or just send us an email, and our email address is just another knitting podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever said that on the show before.
No, it's in our notes though. So.
Yeah, it is in our show notes. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about that because I've hardly even started it, and I've talked a lot about it. I've lost the ball of yarn.
Oh, there it is. It's hiding in the carpet. Yeah. All right. Now, I don't have any more whips. Phoebe, do you have any more whips?
No, I have sad news, everybody. I have the Paul Klee sweater.
Okay, that's beautiful, Phoebe.
It is beautiful.
Look at it. It's amazing.
Okay. Bad news. I'm going to frog it. I hear the shock. I know a lot of people were very supportive in the last episode. I read all the comments, people saying how beautiful it is, and it's so beautiful. I love the colours so much, but my gauge is so off. I think the moral of this story is...
What's the moral?
Trust Midori Hirose. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, you've doubted at every step.
I have. I'm sorry, Midori, if you're watching. I should have listened. So, the pattern calls for knitting this yarn, which is Jamieson's of Shetland, at a 3.7, using a 3.75mm needle. I was like, there's no way I'm going to do that because that would be crazy. So I knit it using a 3.5mm needle, and my gauge is way off, even with a 3.5, which sounded like a very loose gauge. It's not loose, and the expected gauge for the colour work was 22 stitches, and mine's 26 if I'm stretching it.
That is a big difference over the course
off
of the garment.
And what that means, I could tell straight away when I finished it that my row gauge was off, but my row gauge is often off, and I don't usually worry about that. And what I wanted to do was, so I steam blocked it, and then I just wanted to get a little bit of the actual non-colour work so I could see the difference between the colour work and the non-colour work, because in my swatches I could see that there was quite a difference in the fabric of each, and I didn't love it, so I wanted to just do a bit of knitting and see what I thought of it. And I said to Stephen last night, like, even if gauge wasn't an issue, I don't love the difference in how this feels compared to how this feels. This is very loose and springy, and I really love the fabric, and this is thick and quite...
It's that whole yoked sweater thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's not loose. I've learned a lesson, and the lesson is, well, A, listen to Midori, she knows what she's talking about, but B, I have never... I shouldn't say never. I think I've not only knit one garment colour work where I've changed needle size, and I can see why you do now, because it actually just produces a much drapier fabric in the yoke. Anyway, I will say that I don't think going up to a 3.75mm needle would have made a difference. My gauge wouldn't have changed that much.
No,
I wouldn't have gained.
You might have got to 25 instead of 27.
I wasn't going to gain. How many stitches? 5 stitches.
Yeah.
By going up one needle size.
Yeah, per 10 centimetres.
Per 10 centimetres, yeah. So I have abandoned this project as of this morning. I made the decision this morning. The clincher was, last night I'm knitting it, and I just didn't like, I love this fabric. I love the colours, but I don't like the fabric. It's very thick. It feels really dense. And compared to this, it doesn't feel very nice.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's why it needs to be drapier. Yeah.
The clincher for me was that I put it on and it didn't fit. I don't know why I didn't think to do that before. But yeah, I can't get my shoulders into it. And honestly, I kind of thought
maybe it'll stretch.
And maybe it'll stretch and maybe it'll block, but a steam block did stretch it a little bit. and possibly soaking it will stretch it more and will change the fabric. But
the steam block, did you measure it and get your 27 after the steam block?
I didn't measure it before, so 27 stitches is after the steam block, which did stretch out quite a lot. So yeah, I don't know what went wrong.
Yeah.
I think I'm just not very good at colour work. I think that's part of it. I'm not. Yeah.
You're not a rule follower, I think, and sometimes you just have to follow the rules or the pattern, even if you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
You like to do your mods.
Yeah.
I do think this is
I don't know what I'm doing well enough when it comes to colour work to do that, and I just did it anyway, and it was the wrong decision.
Yeah, that's why I did what I did with my Maori. The first one I knit to pattern, even though I knew it wasn't going to be exactly right. But once I'd done it once, I knew the parameters. And
by
so
Maori, he means the two
Mariuses.
Sweaters, and you can look through our back catalogue to see those.
You'll see those over the course of this year. But it also is a really good example, I think, of knowing when to stop.
Yes.
Because
often I would, and I have done this before, I have garments that I don't wear because it's actually not because necessarily that they don't fit, although I have made garments too large multiple times and know that it's too large and just plugged on ahead and finished it.
Yes, I have an exact example.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I said I would frog this. I still haven't been able to bring myself to do it.
But you knew when you were making that it was not going to work.
I knew. So this is my
ginormous
beloved cardigan.
That's the name of it.
It's called Beloved.
It's not Beloved.
It's not Beloved. Which is brioche, or half brioche, or whatever it is. It's massive.
It's huge.
I knew it was going to be big. I knew it was going to be stretched, but I just kept going.
And it's brioche and it's spin cycle, so it's expensive and took forever.
Yeah, so it's basically half spin cycle and half Wild Earth Yarns Naturals chocolate. Great combo. Would have been a fantastic cardigan, except even as I was knitting it, I didn't like the feel of it on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So the pattern isn't a pattern that I liked.
But you persevered.
But I persevered.
Not to talk about the pattern.
So the moral of that story is this is an example of when I should have learned to stop, put it down, frog it, and not finish it.
Yeah.
Because it is going to get frogged. One day when I can bring myself to do it, I will frog that and reclaim the spin cycle. But again,
yeah.
Imagine
to stop.
Imagine you really like this, the black speckled yarn that we're using. And
that's Mary Dancer.
Yeah, and I mean, what a shame to waste an entire jersey lot of it and then frog it and then have to try and sort of rescue the yarn. I mean, better to stop now.
Yeah. So last night I'm thinking, like when I was knitting this, loved the colours but wasn't loving the texture or the fabric of it. But like just put that aside, persevere, keep going. And then last night I was thinking, I just don't love the feel of it. And I had another garment that I've knit, that I knit the whole thing. It's all over colour work, and I just didn't like the feeling of it because it was too tight. It just has this feeling of being constricted, and I knew that that's how it would feel. So even if I had hit gauge, I guess if I hit gauge, it might be actually better. But
maybe.
Anyway. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted because I love it, but I don't want to re-knit it right now. I just need to take a break. Me and Midori are on a break at the moment now.
Fair enough.
Because I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something like that would have been a glorious garment.
Yes.
But then too, is it a glorious garment that you would
not wear? Well, I wouldn't be able to fit it, so no, I would not be able to wear it. And I must say that in thinking about it last night and thinking about it again this morning while I was knitting up this bit just to test it out, I did think, I don't really want to talk about it on the show because I want you to all think that I know what I'm doing and that I'm a good knitter, but actually I've made a pretty big cock up here. And But it's important to talk about. Like, I can't get away from the fact that I have, I didn't follow the pattern. I made a mistake, didn't check my gauge, didn't try it on. I knit top down so that I can try things on, and then I didn't try it on. And when I did try it on, it didn't fit me. Like, it was never going to fit me. I put it on and I couldn't get it over my shoulders.
Yeah.
Not even slightly.
So I think you've made the right call.
I have made the right call.
Yeah.
I feel really sad about it. I'm very sorry for everyone who said that they're looking forward to seeing it finished.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the yoke. I mean, just imagine a black body underneath it, and then you get it. But I mean, the yoke is the effect. So everybody's got a good chance to see what it could have looked like.
Yeah. So RIP Paul Klee. I will come back to it and try again, I think. I have all the colours. I really love the colours, and I would probably just do the same again.
Yeah. Although maybe there's a couple in there that were a little out that...
Yeah, there were a couple that I thought I would switch out.
Yeah, you couldn't get some of the ones we were after.
Yeah.
So maybe next time...
And I am planning on...
We're going to Shetland, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I'm planning on visiting James at Joy of Yarn in Wellington.
That's true.
Later this month, so I could get some colours then. But yes, we are planning on going to Shetland. Anyway, so for the foreseeable, it's on hold. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I will knit it again. I don't know if I love the fabric it's produced, and I'm not sure on a 2.75mm needle that would be fixed. So I don't know. I would need to swatch it carefully.
The jury is out.
Really have a think about it.
Right.
But that just frees me up to knit other things, I've decided. So I'm not going to feel sad about it.
No. You gave it a go. It's about the journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is
not
about
the
the
result.
journey. Yep.
We all like knitting.
Well, it's been a very important lesson for me to learn. I'm not very good at colour work. Well, I shouldn't say I'm not good at it. I'm a beginner at colour work. I haven't knit a lot of colour work. And I need to follow instructions. Yep. Lessons learned.
All right. Acquisitions.
None.
None.
No, we've both been on a yarn diet, so no new yarn.
No yarn, no accessories, no nothing.
Yeah, we've been on a general diet because we're actually going on to Shetland in September, and it's very expensive.
That's true.
Travelling at the moment.
The world is not getting any cheaper. Yeah, that's for sure.
So we're trying to save all our little pennies up.
Yeah. So plans. Okay. I'll go first, shall I?
Yeah.
Okay, I have lots of plans. I think next time I'm kind of thinking that I might have about 5 or 6 whips to show.
Stephen's got castleitis.
I do. It's like, up until so long ago, it's been Henry VIII, Henry VIII, Henry VIII, Marius, Henry VIII, Henry VIII, Marius.
Yeah.
I really want to vary it up, and I really want to get into some different things. So I'm not going to go over what you already know my plans are because they have not changed. I'm going to be knitting another Breodag glove for Bibi so she can have 2. I am going to be knitting the conic hair collar. You've seen the feather. There's about 58 more to go. That is happening. I have the pattern for the cuffs of the set and definitely Glenmore. I cannot wait to start knitting Glenmore. That will happen probably before I finish Henry VIII. But the thing that's holding that up is, as we know, fit is important to Bibi, and I've not yet done a proper measure up of Bibi, so I'm not 100% sure.
That sounds like a fun Saturday night.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like, yeah, let's get the tape out. But anyway, I need to make sure that I pick the right size.
Yeah.
Because I want to knit something that's at the correct gauge, is not too fitted, because Bibi doesn't like super fitted garments. And then at the same time is also the correct length of both arm and body, because it actually is quite a fitted cardigan.
I've seen some of the pattern pictures though, and I don't think it needs to be super fitted.
No, and I agree. I think a little bit of ease will be just fine, but I need to make sure that I'm on gauge as I knit it, and that I pick the right size to start with.
Okay, but you were supposed to be talking about your plans.
Yes. So one of you very smart folks mentioned that you saw our last episode and had taken a look into Alice Darmore's Our Knitting book and was planning on knitting
the book?
St. Bridget. I do have the book.
You need to show not tell.
Okay, so anyway, Our Knitting book. and we're planning on knitting
it's got St.
Bridget on the back, which you will have seen my St. Bridget. I love my St. Bridget. I've seen one in the wild as well in Shetland, and there should be many more. It's a great knit.
And my name is Bridget, so I really like when Stephen says he loves St. Bridget.
There you go. That's right. But also Nacragga. Now, Nacragga was...
Is that one?
No, actually, yeah, that is Nacragga. Nacragga's on the front. So that's the other one. And I've been meaning to knit this since I bought the book as well. And I got inspired because... Yeah, it's a long story and it's complicated. It's about...
Now is not the time.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that check.
Once you cast it on, you can tell the story.
Yeah, but basically, at the moment, I'm not going to show anything. It's still a plan because it's got some very interesting ribbing techniques that I'm not good at and I haven't done before. So I've got some learning swatches to knit just to make sure before I cast the garment on that I can actually do it and do it correctly as it's supposed to be done in the pattern. So I'm going to knit Nacragga as well as Glen Moore, the conic hair collar. My daughter has asked for a Henry VIII beret as well.
Because they're so cute.
So I'm going to do one of those. So like I said, there's going to be a lot of cast-ons. So yeah, maybe lots of stuff to show. I'm not sure in the next 2 weeks exactly how much progress there'll be on any of those, but it's all going to happen. I have the yarn for them all. And
are you going to talk about the yarn?
I am going to talk about the yarn. That's kind of where I was getting to before. So I'm going to knit Nacragga in what the yarn that I have. I buy Sweater Lots of yarn. So I have a Sweater Lot of this yarn, which is Outlaw Yarns Rebel Worsted. This is, I believe, Justice.
Like Justice.
Yeah, it's Justice. This is one of the colours that I knit my carver in because that's mild, but this is a heavier weight. You can't get this colour anymore, but Deb has...
Get something similar.
I was going to say Deb has a bazillion colours that mostly would be very similar to this anyway. So anyway, were going to knit it in... I was going to knit it in Shadowed, which is another discontinued Outlaw Yarn, Outlaw Yarn Nix. Now, I've decided I don't like this colour.
Yoink. It's mine now.
Yeah.
Can it be mine now?
It can be yours. I knit a swatch
because I love it
a while ago, and I thought I would love it.
Grey, greeny.
It is. It's like licorice.
So nice.
But it's like not a dark licorice. It's kind of like a mid.
You've got a whole sweater quantity of it.
Back in the days when I was going to knit
up closer to the camera.
Back in the days when I was going to knit Arwen, this is the swatch I did in Shadowed for Arwen, and
it looks green and
I do like it in daylight. It's a little bit dark now, so it might not be showing true colours. It's kind of nice, but it's not what I was after. And so again, this is one of those cases where it was like pull up. Don't go and knit something that you're not going to enjoy, not going to want to knit. So I was going to use... Get it back again. So I was going to use this to knit Timberline by Jared Flood, but as I've just said, I don't like cardigans, and Timberline is a shawl collared cardigan. It's got lots of all over cables, and I wanted to see how that would go in this. So I find Nacragga is probably going to be the ultimate replacement. It's a good all over cable jersey. I have got a lot of this, hopefully enough. So yeah, I'm gonna have a crack at knitting that. So
nice.
Anyway.
So you're gonna cast that on, do you think, and knit it alongside your Henry VIII?
Nacragga is knit flat.
This has just happened, by the way. I haven't heard any of this.
Yeah, Nacragga is knit flat and seamed. So I can knit bits of it as we go.
Oh yeah, true.
So I actually think I'm gonna start on the arm because it's a nice manageable piece of fabric.
Knit your usual 3 arms?
Yeah, hopefully not. But yeah, I'm going to knit an arm first because I don't think that's too taxing. and I can get the techniques for the cables worked out correctly. And once I'm happy with that, then I'll start on the larger pieces. So it's going to be a slow burn. Yeah. So yeah, finished objects might be finished pieces.
Okay, so shall I go next with my plans?
You should definitely.
So my plans are kind of in disarray now because I was planning on settling in for the Paul Klee sweater, which is knit on 3mm needles, and I thought I'd be at that for a while. So not only does that get cast out of my 20 and 26, but now I need to think about what I'm going to knit.
So what are you going to knit, baby?
Well, I mean, I'm.
What could you possibly knit?
I actually quite like having two things on the needles at once to go between. So I'm quite enjoying having the. I was enjoying having the Paul Klee and then the core sweater, so I might cast something else on, and I've got a couple of choices. So my original plan was that I want to knit the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller, and I have chosen this yarn to knit it, and I really just want the garment. Like, this is a product knit, and I just want a red sweater for the winter.
Fair enough.
So I might cast that on.
Winter is coming.
But also, Stephen is so kind and he knits so often for me. And on the weekend, we were watching Max, the knitter, and Vincent, his husband.
Oh, no, not Vincent.
Yeah.
It's Del. No, Del. Well, no, it's not.
Vincent and
I did
Max.
that wrong. Yeah, Vincent and Max. I'll just shut up. I even called him Del to his face. So,
oh my gosh. Vincent and Max have a podcast, and we were watching that, and he was wearing the Hudson sweater, which is his Max the knitter's design. And it's really nice. It's the right gauge, so it's a 4.5mm needle and I'd like to say a 17 stitch gauge, but it might be more than that. I can't remember. Whatever it is, we'll do the maths on it. And it looks like it's a contiguous shoulder. It looks like it's just a really good basic jumper. So basically doing a men's version of what I'm already knitting.
Yeah. It has like men's shaping in it.
Yeah, so Max, and it's really worth listening to the episode. Yep. What are they called?
Les Garçons.
Les Garçons.
Les Garçons.
Yeah. He talks about designing it for a man. Like, so it's not quite a contiguous shoulder. It's slightly drop shoulder. So you do short rows in the shoulder. Stephen's got really wide shoulders. Stephen and I are the opposite from each other. I've got really narrow shoulders compared to my bottom half, whereas you're quite wide in the shoulders.
Yeah, and a bit slimmer in the middle, except for the front.
Yeah, but so Max was talking about that and talking about how to fit so that you have a little bit of room around here, which is what you were struggling with the Alicia Plummer, the bibliophile.
Yes.
Trying to get that so it actually fitted without being baggy where it shouldn't be. And so I'm really keen to try a garment that's designed by a man for a man.
Yeah, Max talked about that in the episode as well.
Did, yeah.
He's very aware, of the extra fabric you get in the front.
Yeah, and how to get rid of that.
He's deliberately designed the sweater to try and minimise that. So
yeah, and also with a little bit of waist shaping. And he said, you can skip the waist shaping, but I recommend you don't. If you're knitting it for a man, you should put the waist shaping in because it does make the garment, it finishes the garment really well. So I'm going to follow my own advice and just actually follow the pattern. But anyway, so I'm really keen on knitting that. So
I'm really keen on getting that.
It'll be either one of these two that I cast on next to go alongside with the one that I'm knitting, which will be a slower knit because it can take for the whole 3 months.
Yeah.
So these are my future plans. Not sure where I'm going to end up with that. After this morning, I was like at a bit of a loss as to what actually to think that I was going to be knitting next. So it'll be one or the other of those.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that brings us to the end of another episode. We're a little over, but that's okay. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for reaching this far.
Sticking with us all the way to the end, all the way through the side quests that we go on while we're talking.
We appreciate the time that you take to listen to us. We appreciate you coming back and listening to us again.
Yep.
You guys are pretty loyal, so
thank you.
Thank you. We really, really do. Third time, appreciate it. So.
And we post every 2 weeks. We try and be on a good schedule. So that's 7 a.m. Sunday, New Zealand time, every 2 weeks. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Ka kite anō.
Goodbye.